Assalamualaikum everyone. Welcome back. I know this is the first time you're seeing us this whole summer. Hope you weren't missing us too much, but yeah, we're back with a podcast for this summer. This is the mid-season review. We're gonna look at everything that kind of happened so far this summer. We're 5 games in, 5 games to go, and then playoffs. As of now, the panel is myself and welcome, Mr. Commissioner Habibi.
Assalamu alaikum, guys.
Walaikum salam. How's everything going?
Good. It's like you said. It's been a while since we've been doing this, but 5 games into the summer season, a lot of surprises, a lot of teams doing what they should be doing, a lot of teams that should be doing what they're doing are not doing that. So can't wait to dive into that. But yeah, it's been 5 games, but it's ironic how quickly the summer's been going by. So before you know it, the fall season will be up in full swing.
For sure. So yeah, we have a pretty light schedule today for kind of what we're gonna chat about. We're not gonna really go into an in-depth analysis of each game that happened so far, but really just looking at the standings and the league as a whole this summer.
Hmm.
We'll talk about our kind of big picks, the big surprises, the big shocks, and kind of just some stuff that really we weren't expecting. So
Yeah.
I'll share. We'll take a look at the standings. Let me know if you can see it.
I cannot, but maybe it's because of my age. Maybe those guys can see it more than I can.
How about now?
I can't, but I'm not the audience, so if someone can see it, and I mean, I know what it is, so we could talk about it. It
For
doesn't
sure.
really matter.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, 5 games into the season, we're
Yeah.
sitting at Rida in first place with 4 wins and 1 loss, 8 points, 18 goals for, and 9 goals allowed, which is tied for the least amount of goals allowed. And yeah, these guys are really on fire, this season. You know,
Yeah.
being led by first-time GM Arsal Bhatti and Omar Abdullah, who is being a GM after a couple of seasons out of Islam. So yeah, their team is really rolling. 4 wins. They look good. They've beaten a lot of the bigger teams that we thought at the beginning of the season were going to be real threats. And yeah, Arsenal has been playing stellar. 9 goals allowed. In 5 games is great. It's good to see Arsenal kind of stepping into the spotlight and leading his team.
Yeah, and aside from Arsenal too, there's a lot of familiar guys that are on this team that are familiar with each other. So I know Asif Bika's on this team, and I know that there's a lot of guys that are familiar with each other aside from from the drafting itself. But I believe there's a lot of Donline kids. So I mean, on this team, so there's a lot of familiarity in terms of like how they play and what they do. But they're gelling well. I mean, they're doing good. They're doing great right now. Actually, obviously, with the leadership, they got Omar Abdullah, they got Arsabati, they got Asif. The list goes on and on in terms of what those guys have. And to be honest with you, it's showing. They're looking like a tough team to beat so far. And to be honest with you, like we kind of expected that based on how they were drafted or based on how they drafted. But yeah, they're in top place. They're definitely the team to be to look
For
out for
sure.
sure.
And yeah, as you can see right here, we are missing 2 weeks stats. Sorry guys, I'll get that uploaded right now. But soon inshallah. But after 3 games, we had Anas Varachi as a leading scorer. And really Bika without a goal in the first 3 games. And they are getting scoring from elsewhere. Sadiq Jassat, Saad Sheikh, who has been one of the standout players for Rida this season. He's gotten first star of the game like 3 times. He's gotten a couple of hat tricks. Obviously not updated here, but I think he's gotten a couple of hat tricks this season. He's really been, one of their
Yeah.
best players, and really you can tell that chemistry with that whole Donlands team. They got Asif.
And even Nakuda too. I think they got Nakuda Player of the Week also as
Yeah.
well. So he's
Zia
doing
got
pretty
player of
well.
the week in week 5. We haven't posted it yet, but
Yeah.
we just got his video now, so that'll be good. Um,
Yeah.
and you can definitely tell the East End, kind of connection. We can see Omar Abdullah here, GM with 0 points. So hopefully the last.
But he's doing it like in terms of like I've seen him actually score like the last couple of goals, like the
Yeah,
last
yeah,
game and stuff
yeah,
like that. So he's definitely doing what he needs to get done. But also shout out to the older guys too on that team. So you got veteran leadership on that team with guys like Sajid and Riz, guys from the West End have been with Ice now for many
yeah.
years. But this team has a combination of great defense, great offense, veteran leadership. They're gelling well at a good time. But yeah, I mean the standings show, and they're definitely the team to look out
Yeah,
for
definitely.
sure this summer.
And they now have a new addition, Ishaq Bayat's son,
Yeah.
who GM Arsal Bhatti did not want Ishaq to play with his son, and apparently Ishaq's son does have some cousins that are on this team that will be able to drive him.
They do,
He is
yeah,
16 years old,
yeah.
so but yeah, pretty harsh even in summer that they're separating fathers and sons during waivers, but that's
Savages,
average.
savages, these guys,
Yeah,
savages.
that's a pretty gutsy move. I wouldn't do that myself, but uh,
That's okay. At least he gets the opportunity to play. Obviously, the intention was to play with his father, but playing with cousins and familiar family faces on that, I'm sure he'll do well there. But again, just talking about the team in general, this is definitely a well drafted team. I think Ahmed and Arsenal did a great job in terms of drafting. A mix of youth and a mix of veteran leadership, and it's showing.
for
So
sure. So yeah, in second place we have Haya here. Haya has 3 wins, 1 loss, and 1 tie, and yeah, we are honestly, I'm a little biased, but I think we are rolling too. 22 goals scored, 9 goals allowed, so most goals scored, tied for the least goals allowed, um, and really unbeaten in 3 since we lost to Rida in week 2. So
yeah, so you guys are definitely a team to reckon with. There's no question about that. And to be honest with you, Abdullah, like, and we've seen this in summer. There's been a lot of blowouts. So I mean, the goals for can be skewed in a little bit because we've seen obviously a lot of blowouts that's happened. That's pretty much the tradition of summer goes. But again, not to take anything away from what you guys have. You guys have an absolutely solid, well drafted team. We've said this from the very beginning. I think at the beginning of the shows. I mean, when you have a team of mullocks, we know what we're getting. We're getting the hustle. We're getting the grit. We're getting the grind. But we're getting also guys like yourself, guys like Panchati, guys like Marine. We're getting guys that can definitely get the ball in the net, and it's showing. I mean, the stats show that you guys have, 22 goals for. But you guys are definitely gelling well at the right time. So yeah, definitely a team to
Yeah,
reckon for
definitely.
sure.
So yeah, Muin, honestly, has been probably our best player this season, our second round pick, and
Yeah,
arguably could have been taken in the first if based off of these performances, maybe he should have been taken in the first round. It could have helped out a lot of teams with their scoring. He's a really fast guy, really good hands, and he has a
yeah,
snipe. So 9 points in 3 games. We have Panchadi with 10 points in 4 games. And then, even leadership from the GMs. You have Hussein Malik, 7 points. Ismail Malik, 6 points. Uh, and yeah, it goes on the line. We got the veteran leadership at the back: Naeem Malik, Farouk Khan, and Arif, who leads our media team. Really, kind of, we have a mix of youth and veteran presence, which I think will
yeah.
help us kind of down the line.
But at the same time, like even like you mentioned, Moeen being drafted, second round, and Altaf being drafted first. Sometimes like guys that get drafted in later rounds or whatever round that we don't expect them to be. Sometimes when you fit them or you set them up with other players that are higher round, they will surprise you. So in other words, yes, Moeen could have been drafted in the first round. But I believe that a team like you guys have pretty much players that are really good role players that will bring out the best in Marine, that'll bring out the best in Altaf, that they bring out the best in actually in yourself. To be honest with you, so I don't really look at what rounds players are really drafted in. I really look at the complement of players and what they can do in terms of elevating those other
For
players up.
sure. So we have a question here. How did the stars get picked? And I think
Yeah.
this is in relation to one of the Rida games where, their guy, Saad, I think, had like 5 points, 3 goals, and 2 assists. I was surprised myself. He never got player of the week. But ultimately,
But there's a reason why. There's a reason why you
yes,
and I
the
stay out
player
of
of the
this.
week
You
is
can you
chosen.
can
The
answer
player of the
that.
week is chosen by the refs. So Tony
Absolutely.
or whoever the ref is at the end of all 3 games, at the end of the night, he circles one guy and he says this guy's gonna be the player of the week. So us, the OC, we don't decide anything. Obviously not to give bias to our own teammates or anything. So yeah, the referees do pick, and yeah, I think.
Yeah, and you actually hit it on the nose. It's because we don't want any influence or any biases presented. Tony is obviously at the games more than anybody. He sees the game more than anybody, even myself, even more than the players themselves. He arrests pretty much every single game. So I think we do this by design and with intention, so that there is no clout in who gets picked for player of the week. So the answer is exactly what you said. It's the refs that do that, and it's done with
For sure.
intention.
So we're actually joined here by another panelist. I'd like to welcome Hamza Abdullahi, GM of Taqwa. So just in time for us to start talking about your team.
Oh no way. Assalamu alaikum, guys.
He planned it. Wa alaikum salam, Hamza. How are you, brother?
I'm good. Alhamdulillah. How are you guys?
We're good,
Alhamdulillah.
alhamdulillah. So yeah, we have another question here. Are the stats updated for all 5 games? So we're updated right now, I think, for 4 games for some teams. I'm as soon as this podcast is done, I'll get kind of the rest of the stats updated. We've just been a little slow with that, so our apologies, but they will be updated for tomorrow for all 5 games. So you'll be able to see all of the scoring leaders soon after tonight. So yeah, I guess we'll move on to Team Taqwa, who are in third place right now. They have 6 points, 2 wins, 1 loss, and 2 ties. Pretty even with scoring and goals allowed, but they are unbeaten in 4 games, which is basically besides the first game of the season, they've really kind of really taken charge. And GMs Hamza Abdullahi and Hashim, who are not first time GMs, this is their second time GMing. They GM'd a couple summers ago. This is a pretty good roster they've put together, and yeah, they do look good. They have players like Maz Huck, Shakib Ahmed, who are really helping them, but they also have they're also kind of putting in the work themselves. Hamza Abdullahi, I've seen, in the last couple of games, he's been scoring quite a bit. So yeah, it's nice to see.
Hamza, what do you think?
I'm gonna be biased towards my own team. I think I'm gonna say we're the best team here, right? But no, I mean, since the first game we haven't lost, alhamdulillah. Ironically, the first game was the one game that we had all our players actually. But I think just that game we were just getting to know each other. But since then we've really improved. We're coming along as a team, and if we can get a full bench and everybody, if everyone can come out, that would be really nice for us to see what we actually have as a full team now. So I'm thinking tomorrow actually we're facing Rida, the only team we've lost to. So it'll be nice if we can get some revenge. But they're also looking good. They're also right now first place, right? So it won't be easy for us.
And it was a very close game too, by
Yeah,
the
it
way.
was. It was. Thanks to our goalie Khalid Mufti, who's been playing well. He got the player of the week in our first game in a loss, right? So kudos to him. And he's been really being a wild back there. But yeah, we can get our full team tomorrow, inshallah, and we'll see how we do. It's a good test for us. Obviously Rida is chumming along, and it's a fight for first place because if we win, we will tie them for first place, I believe, right? So we
For
obviously want
sure.
the win, but they also want the win as well. So yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to honestly, I want to highlight this. Your second leading scorer, Abid Asif. He, was drafted kind of in the lower rounds. But he's put on a show this year. He's gotten like second star, third star in a lot of the games, and it's really good to see first year players just instantly gelling and excelling in their first season in Iceland. Even though maybe people didn't know him before, they'll definitely know him kind of after this. So
And this goes back to my point, Abdullah, where I was saying that's where it doesn't really matter where players get drafted. It really is the GMs, how they craft players and how certain players fit well and bring out the best of other players. So we got guys in our team that bring out the best of the bait, obviously, and it's good to see. It's good to see because despite the fact that he was drafted, I think in the ninth round or 10th round or whatever. He is definitely a shining star on the Tuckwell team. But again, it's the whole team that's making him look good. And obviously, with that, our where we sit in the standings in third place, and obviously with the opportunity to sit in first, it really is a
For
team effort.
sure. Yeah, keep kind of rolling, and yeah, I think me on Haya, kind of we're really cheering for you tomorrow, so that if we win, maybe go first. So
Send your dial, brother. Send your dial.
One more thing I want to say with Abed. So Abed, yeah, he's been a real good pickup for us. I knew him from gym hockey actually. So he's never played in league before. This is his first time playing in a league, but he's been playing gym hockey for a while actually. So it's his first time. I think the first few games he was just getting adjusted, but now he's really picked it up. So that's nice to see. And then also Junaid, also his boy, he also never played organized hockey before, just really gym hockey. So it's nice to see these first timers coming out and then they're getting adjusted and they're starting to perform for us. So that's huge.
Yeah,
And,
the
yeah,
transition.
exactly.
Absolutely.
that's
And I
huge.
think every team has a couple of those guys. So I don't think in the future seasons they'll be like late sleepers now.
Yeah, for sure. So we'll move on to fourth place now. We have Ikhlas, who are in a 3-game losing streak. They haven't had the best last 3 games, but they still sit in a playoff spot as of now. Despite that, they had 2 7-0 losses and then a 5-3 loss last week. 25 goals allowed, 16 goals for. They still sit in a playoff spot. So it's not all over yet. I know some of the guys are hanging their heads. But what do you think, Habibi or Hamza? What do you think Ikhlas GMs need to do to kind of
Well, I mean, first of all, I am I do have guys on that team that are close to me, so I know they definitely have attendance issues. So they haven't really had an opportunity, like Hamza was saying. I wish we could have all our guys out. We had all our guys out the first game. They definitely have attendance issues. In terms of like, when guys show up. I know there are certain guys that have played, out of the 5 games, maybe 2 or 3 games. So they haven't really had that consistency, but they got guys. I mean, when I was looking at this roster at the beginning of the season, they definitely got guys that can do what they need to do. You got veteran leadership right off the bat between Josepha, Asim Sheikh Hamoudi, Naeem Hammer. They got guys that can do the job and have played the game for many many years, but they're not gelling. And the reason why they're not gelling is because they haven't had the opportunity to play together in terms of doing what they need to do. So my answer is they need to get the guys out. They need to get the fresh legs in. I think the last time I saw them play, they only had like maybe 3 or 4 guys on the bench. We know how the hangar is in the summer, and that can't happen, right? Um, so I mean, the goals against, the goals for, I'm not really looking at it because we've seen throughout the summer season so far, we've seen a lot of blowouts. Um, but at the same time, um, we all know what summer brings. You're going to have that, like in terms of guys coming in, blowouts, and all that stuff. But just they just got to get a full bench. I think once they do that, and once they start gelling, they definitely got the personnel to do it. But they just have to have that opportunity to be together to actually
for
get
sure.
it
So
done.
we have Arif Khan in the chat saying what up. I think he's traveling right now, so inshallah he's back. I think he's gonna land from the airport and come straight to our game tomorrow. So, I'm hoping we're gonna be able to see him. But yeah, Assalamualaikum Arif. But yeah, just looking at this Ikhlas team, their scoring is insane. Like Hamoudi has played 2 games out of 5, or this is updated since week 3. But in those
He missed
yeah,
last
in
game
those
too.
2 games, he has 6 points. He's their second leading scorer. I know Josepha Mandra had a good game last week. I think he got a couple
Yeah.
of points. So he's also performing as a GM. I think you really look to your GMs for that inspiration. And going down the list, I think there still is a lot of firepower, like Ahmed Khalid, Amr Hanif. We have Foster on this team. They got Sherry on this team. This is a good team. I think they just, attendance issues is really kind of what is. And Naeem Akhtar, he's a tall, big body. I think defenseman. He really is a game changer at times. So I really think they just need, maybe this week.
They need to get the guys out.
They need to get the guys out, and
They'll be fine.
they need to get kind of the gears moving, because they are in a playoff position, but teams like Ihsan and Yakin are only a couple of points behind. So it can literally take just 1 week to push someone into a spot or out of a spot. Moving on, we're now in the first non-playoff spot. 5th place, we have Team Yakin. 1 win, 3 losses, and 1 tie. 15 goals for and 25 allowed. So tied for the most allowed, but still not the least goals scored. And this team is led by GM Imran Shah and GM Hamza Gaya. Looking at this scoring, they've really gotten some good scoring from some of their role players. Safwan Samirodia is having, a pretty good season. He won Player of the Week last week or a couple of weeks ago. He kind of has been one of those players that has been constantly putting up points when they need it. And it's really what Yakin needs. I know they also have attendance issues, I think, with Arsal and some other guys, but this team they still have players that can make differences. So, Hamza, what do you think kind of needs to be done?
I think their team, they just need to be more consistent. I think they've also been having attendance issues, but they have the pieces to be good, right? And they've shown that they can be good. When we played them, I believe they tied us, right? 3-3. And it was a really close and tight game. I think we were actually winning, and they came back. So they're a good team, and they have guys who can score. It's just consistency that's missing from them, because even when they have guys on the bench, sometimes I think they have some defense lapses, right? So if they can just get guys to be more mentally aware and try to defend better, I think they have the scoring for sure, right? I think it's just right now the defense that's kind of killing them. But they have pieces back there too. They have Ahmed Zaidi, and they have John Malik, and a couple of other guys who are playing back there who are doing well. I think also goaltending has been an issue. I don't think they've had a consistent goalie, right? I think they had Kaiser in the beginning, who dropped out, and then they had Iman for a couple of games. I think Huzaifa is supposed to come in, but I don't know if he's actually played.
Yeah, Huzaifa, I think he's coming this week. Yeah,
he's coming.
Yeah, so
but I mean but not to take away from Imran.
He's played well. He's played really well as well. Yeah. So
he's played. I think the problem with this team is that they got the guys that can score, but they just haven't been doing it. I mean, it's definitely reflective in terms of like the stats. Definitely one of the lowest in terms of goals for. I wouldn't really consider like the goals against, because like I said, there's been blowouts all across. Every team has been blown out, and it's not really a goaltending issue. I think the key about Summer is just really getting the goals on, and hopefully when there is a blowout, you're on that side where you're actually scoring and not getting scored against, right? So this team will be fine. They just need to find that extra that extra scoring power, because that's literally what they need to get it turned around. Because I mean, the statistics don't lie. I mean, they're kind of one of the lowest teams in terms of goals for. So if they could turn that around, I think their goaltending is fine once they get Huzaifa and a consistent goalie in there. And like I said, Lakapol has been played solid the last couple of games. But once they get that consistency in the back, they really need to get that force in the front. Inshallah, with Hamza up there, he's definitely one of those guys that need to put the ball.
Yeah, we have Arif calling out Hamza Gaya. So calling out, he said gays, but I'm pretty sure he means Gaya. He's saying stop playing like Mitch and start playing like Cole. So I'm guessing
he's a Habs fan, man.
Yeah, he wants Gaya to start putting it into the back of the net. And Gaya saying this week we actually play Yakin. Taya plays Yakin tomorrow, so it's going to be interesting. Kind of a different, we're going to be placing a different goalie than the first time we played them. Ultimately, if there is a time to have a breakout week, now is the time in the second half of the season. And they're really only 1 point out of a playoff spot. So
They're right there. Yeah, they're right there.
Yeah, they're still right
Yeah.
there, and you know what? If we need to call a guy, then we'll call him out because he's definitely a guy that can
But he's
step
been
up.
playing well. Like
And
you guys are calling him out. He's
he's
been
been
playing
playing
well.
extremely well. He just needs to get the job done. I got faith in him,
Yeah.
and I'm sure he'll definitely turn around his guys in terms of making sure they're on the scoreboard
for
this week.
sure.
Yeah.
And yeah, in last place, this is probably the surprise.
Oh
This is probably
wow,
surprise
where
of
do
the
we
season.
start?
We have Team Ihsan, who has 1 win, 4 losses, and the least amount of goals for 13, which at the start of the season, all
So
the other GMs were scared of these guys, and we're like,
The
these
best. They had the best GM duo for sure. Dawood
best.
and Bilal.
well, yeah. So I mean, let's just right off the bat, you got the best GM deal, so we know they could score. They got one of the best goalies in terms of like
Hamza Butt. Yeah.
uh Hamza
Yeah.
Butt, like in terms of like getting the goals for. But everything that we know from the onset is just not happening. You know what I mean? And this is definitely a true surprise. I don't know what's going on in Sandland, but when you're definitely the team that has the lowest goals for, and we know they got guys that can score, and we got one of the highest in terms of like the goals against, like in terms of like having a goaltender like Hamza Bud, I don't know what the answer is for this team. I definitely do know that they got the leadership to get it done. And yeah, if there's any two guys in this league that can get, that could turn around a team, it's definitely Bilal and Dawood. But I'll let you guys chime in.
For sure. So we have Arif here saying it's time to ditch the 8-year contracts from Dawood. So maybe it is true. Dawood has drafted basically the same team every single year that he GM. I don't know how many Ihsan jerseys Ishaq Bayat has, how many Ihsan jerseys Osama Rao has, and
Danish.
Danish
Danish.
Khan. Danish has. I don't think he has any other
Danish
color
Khan.
other than
I'm pretty sure is like been besides Dawood the second most Ihsan player. So
Played on Rilla once, I think.
yeah,
That's his.
And it's so funny because Danish Khan over the years, I know he was drafted like on the lower rounds, and Dawood is like, he's like, please don't take this guy, please don't take this guy. And as we're seeing this, we're seeing Danish rise up in terms of like the rounds, and everyone's like, it's okay, guys, we know he's loyal to you. You can take him. He's on, like he's on your 8-year plan. We're good.
for sure. So yeah, and honestly, these guys are scoring. We got Bilal with 7 points in 3 games, Zach with 6 points in 2 games only. Dawood,
They got the
guy.
Zach's playing forward this season, by the way.
Yeah, Zach is playing.
Yeah.
Which means he could
But
score.
I think that might be Ihsan's downfall. I think having such a good defenseman, like the first time I won Islam, Zach was on our defense, and he was, he was stopping everything. He's fast, he's big, he's physical. He's.
But you got Hamza in the back,
that's
so
true.
Hamza's fine.
But the goalie,
you got
the goalie
Hamza.
can't
You need a defense, yeah.
maybe.
Well, Dawood plays defenseman
maybe
too, by the way.
Dawood is gonna have to ask Zach this week, like, yo, I know you want to play forward, but we're in last place right now. We're only 2 points out of a playoff spot, and they play Ikhlas. So it's
But who else is going to score on that team? I mean, let's look at.
Well,
the
they got
roster.
a big waiver pickup this week.
big waiver pickup.
Yeah, got Rizzy.
So they got Rizwan Malik, and he has Saqib Sheikh, who I think he played with a couple of years ago. So I think Ihsan did make a move. Was it the right move? Only time will tell. But definitely, getting Rizwan Malik is a big addition. So
Yeah, I'm not worried about Ihsan because I definitely have confidence in Dawood and Bilal. If there's any two guys, like I said, that can definitely turn a team around, it's those two guys. Expect some big moves in terms of like line changes from Ihsan, but this team does not belong in last place. I think all three of us can agree to that. And I think they know that. So I think they're going to get the monkey off their back, knowing that we're talking about something that they're seeing. And they're definitely going to turn things around for sure.
So honestly, I think, this week they play Ikhlas. It's really a 4-point game because if Ikhlas wins, Ihsan's going to be 4 points out of a spot, and they lose the doubleheader, or they lose the head-to-head with Ikhlas. And if Ihsan wins and the head-to-head is tied, and it's really all to play for. They're tied with Ikhlas on points, and it really going into that last stretch, it makes things a lot closer. It's gonna be a nail biter kind of to the end of the season. Week 10 will be the decider. So yeah, it's gonna be a big week and a big rest of the 5 games. Nobody's running away with it. No one is
No,
no one is
not
going to
yet.
clinch it probably until week 8, week 9, week 10, which it's good to see. Usually in summer, there's one team that runs away with it early on, but this season has been pretty good. No one's undefeated, and everyone has been
And a lot of surprises, which is
for
good.
sure.
Mhm.
So if you have a
Abdullah,
question,
there's a question. Yeah, I was gonna say.
how
Yeah.
many teams make playoffs? So the top 4 teams. So it's gonna be one versus basically the first place team gets to choose who they play in the semifinals. So as of now, Rida is first place. If the season ended today, Rida can choose Hayat, Taqwa, or Ikhlas, and the other 2 teams will play. And the first playoff game is August, I believe 29 or 27, and in the finals is September 5th. So still a lot to play for. And
5 games left,
any
right?
one of these
Yeah.
teams, we could go to the end of the season and Rida could be at the bottom. It's still possible. Nothing is impossible. It's really all how people play after this mid-season kind of review. And it's gonna be a good end. We have another comment here: death, taxes, Leaf game 7 losses, and Danish on Dawood's team. Some of the certainties of life. So it just shows Dawood has loyalty to his players, and it's worked out before. Dawood won summer 3 summers ago. Um,
Before.
Dawood is like the best summer player. He's like I think he has the most summer championships. So he's
They're going to turn things around. I'm sure if we talked in 3 weeks, you won't see us
for
stand where
sure.
they are.
So it's good to see Rizzy back in the league, and I'm pretty sure that's gonna be a pretty big pickup for his son. So we're gonna look just at this week's games, and then we're gonna do the draw to see who's gonna win the free season. But first, we'll quickly go over tomorrow's matchup. We have at 8 o'clock Yakin versus Haya. So Yakin is gonna have Mahida back or Mahida in net, and this is gonna be a really big game for them. Can they kind of Haya is undefeated in 3. They are kind of rolling high scoring games. Can Yakin put these guys down and really kind of turn their season around and get it started? This is gonna be a really big game for Yakin, and I'm sure Gaya and Imran Shah will be looking to kind of get revenge on Haya after week 1. And with that, we have Rida and Taqwa. This is another big game. First versus third. Taqwa kind of wants to get revenge on Rida after the first game. And Rida, if they win and they beat Taqwa, they'll put they'll put a 3-point gap between them and Taqwa. And it's gonna kind of be all to play for. So
Hamza, what do you think we need to do to win this one?
What do we need to do? I think all our lines need to be rolling, right? We need scoring from everyone, and we need to play defense first. I think that's been our Achilles heel, right? Defense. Scoring, we've been able to score, but just trying to keep the ball out of our own net. And we're gonna have to play from the beginning because we know that they want to be able to clinch the number 1 seed. Obviously, they can't clinch tomorrow, but it'll go a long way for them if they can win that game against us. So we gotta be ready. And yeah, I think that's what we gotta do. Just
So what do you think? What do you think Rida needs to do to win this game?
I don't want to tell them what they need to do.
You're not going to answer that.
No, I think they need to do is obviously the first game. I think they really hemmed us in our own zone. So if we need to be ready for that. But even when I've watched some of their games against other teams, they're really good at keeping the ball in the zone and getting shots and pressure. And they have a lot of big guys too, right? So they're a physical team. So I think if they continue doing that, they'll find success. But it's up to us to not let them do that and to beat them at their own game.
Well said.
Yeah, for sure. And game 3, Ikhlas and Ihsan. It's a 4-point game at the bottom. Ikhlas can put some real gap between them and Ihsan with a win. Ihsan can catch up and jump into a playoff spot if they beat Ikhlas. So
Yeah, both of these teams are not they weren't expected to be where they are
Mhm.
right now. So this is definitely a statement game for both teams. I think Ikhlas definitely will make a statement saying, we are not where we are, and definitely for Hassan, we know we talked about Hassan in terms of like where they sit. This is a statement game, and you're absolutely right. This is definitely a 2 point game, actually. I think for um well, I
4 point
mean,
game.
it's
Yeah,
yeah, it's a 4 point
yeah,
game for actually both
yeah.
teams. So definitely a statement game. And it's like you said, Abdullah, in the very beginning too. No team is running away with it anytime soon. And I think if Ikhlas or Hassan, if they win this game, I can definitely see a trend going upwards for the winner of this
For
game.
sure. And yeah, that kind of brings us to the end of our analysis. Now let's switch our gears over to the wheel of names we have here. This has every single player that is not a GM and not media or OC. We kind of, to promote registration for summer, we're gonna give one lucky player, whoever gets picked over here. Um, you know, uh, Whoever gets picked over here is gonna have is gonna be the lucky winner of the spinner. So yeah, if you do see your name, definitely message us on Instagram or send me a WhatsApp message or something, and we'll kind of send your payment back for the summer. And yeah, as you can see, all the players here are here in alphabetical order. uh it does not include the new players that came in on waivers. It's the players that played from the beginning. And yeah, without further ado, we'll get this wheel started. Okay, so I'll do 3, 2, 1. Bismillah.
Bismillah.
Okay.
No, really, Bismillah.
Gotta say Bismillah for everything, man.
And the winner is Omar Varachia.
No way.
Oh,
Ooh,
So I think
mashallah.
he played. Yeah, he's on Ihsan.
yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah, he is.
congratulations to Omar Varachia. You get a free summer season, and yeah, please message us. We'll send you your payment. Yeah, that is. I thought it was gonna be a little bit more, exciting, but anticlimactic. But oh well, I'm sure.
Hey man, great. It's great. I mean, it's something that we said we were going to
For
do
sure.
from the
And
very
you know
beginning.
what's
So,
even his wedding is on Saturday, so this kid
Oh, no way.
mashallah, there
this
it
counts
is.
as his wedding gift. So
Wedding gift, yeah.
for sure. So yeah,
This was
this was
fun.
fun. Jazakallah, guys, for tuning into the summer. Inshallah, we'll do another podcast maybe before playoffs or before finals or something, with an award show. And yeah,
Inshallah.
definitely keep playing hard. All 6 teams are still in it. Fight to the end, and I'm sure at the end of the season, the standings will look completely different. So hopefully not for
Totally
Haya. Hopefully, we're still at the top. But
Not for Taqwa.
agree.
Not for Taqwa, yeah.
yeah, but
But yeah, the standings are pretty close. I didn't get a chance to comment on that, but literally the first place team can be last place team, and the last place team can get the first place, right? So it's pretty tight, and it's exciting. You're right. You guys are right about how usually there's one team that runs away with it, and everyone knows, okay, this team's getting first. But it'll be nice to see who actually ends up with that first place, and then whoever ends up making the playoffs. So yeah,
for sure. Any
Perfect.
closing words, Habibi?
No, I mean, I think you you pretty much summed it up. Great. I mean, there's all 6 teams are still in there. From my perspective, and I believe your perspective as well. It's good to see that guys are still vested. We just need to get the guys out. There's a lot of teams that have attendance issues, and we all know that because of summer. But anything can change, guys. So just make sure you get the guys out. And of course, it's a good opportunity for the younger guys and the guys that are newer in the league to kind of get their feet moving and kind of get used to in terms of like playing the sport. But hey, all 6 teams are still in, and I like hearing that, and hopefully we can get more guys out, inshallah, the next couple of weeks
inshallah,
with the summer
inshallah,
vacations
yeah.
and all that.
Sounds good, inshallah. So yeah, assalamualaikum guys, and yeah, jazakallah for a good stream. We'll see you guys at the rink tomorrow.
That's the
For sure. All
plan.
right,
Inshallah.
assalamualaikum
Right.
guys.